Hello everyone, especially you Motherland Fort Salem fans and superfans out there. In some of my previous Motherland Fort Salem videos, I talked about how I wanted the show to continue, as well as my story, as well as explaining my story to a degree. Well, a couple of years ago, I wrote a letter to Hulu explaining the story of how I came across it, giving it a chance, and my desperation to save it. This is the story that I gave to Hulu when I wrote my letter. Dear Hulu, Motherland Fort Salem is the greatest show that I have seen on the Freeform channel in forever. With the Save Motherland Fort Salem campaign still going on, I I want to tell you why I want the show to continue by telling you a story of how I came across it. Way back when it first came, I wasn't interested enough to watch it. When I came across the 5th episode of the first season when my dad watched it, and discovering that Rael and Scylla are more than friends, I decided to give the show a chance. After watching more of the show, I was hooked. It was so much so that I referred to Rael and Scylla as the Ruby and Sapphire of the live-action TV universe. Of course, this is especially so after learning the characters' names. With that, it was the main reason I got interested in the show in the first place. When I found out the show was renewed for a second season, I was thrilled. I've even started imagining what the rest of the series would be like and how it will unfold before the new season even began. I was getting ahead of myself, so I wanted to see how season 2 will unfold. As for the third season, I came across an announcement on YouTube that season 3 is coming, but I found in a comment that said the show deserves more seasons. Initially, I didn't think anything of it, until I looked at the replies saying the third season will be the last season. I grew so nervous about it because it was too soon to end. At one point, I came across the Motherland Fort Salem petition and signed it. I was so desperate on saving the show that I copied the link of the petition to various Motherland Fort Salem videos on YouTube. The desperation only increased when the petition initially lost signatures. Even after the third season ended, we're still hoping for another network to pick up the show. Community posts on YouTube and tweets on Twitter, now called X, have been begging Hulu to pick up the show. Not to mention that they were talking about a successor series of a Motherland Fort Salem, and we really want more seasons of Motherland Fort Salem. Please help us to save the show. That was basically it for the letter. A few weeks ago, I found this post on the Motherland Fort Salem Archive YouTube channel, and I asked them, what would the fourth season of Motherland Fort Salem be like? And this is what they replied to me. I think the main storyline would be about how the first song changed the world with flashbacks of how the mycelia came to be. I know that Elliot said that he wanted to do a story about the mycelium and her motivations. That would be the perfect way to go deeper into the world and find out more about it. Aside from that, I even jotted down some notes of features that I wanted to see in the show. While we've seen the union of earth and sky, I wanted to see a union of life and death, meaning I wanted to see Rael and Scylla combine their powers. In the episode called The Price of Work, Rael and Scylla sneak into a shipping dock to steal a boat. Rael tries figuring out which boat to steal, and Scylla curiously asks, "Why do I get the feeling that you've done this before?" Admittedly, I'm curious about it myself, to the point where I wanted to hear the stories of it on the TV show. In my video called What's Missing in Motherland Fort Salem, I mentioned how Rael's coming out story was a plot hole that I wanted to see filled in the show. When I first heard about Rael's sexual orientation, I thought that she had bisexual tendencies that we didn't know about. But it turns out she's not interested in men at all. Where I'm going with this is, with Rael establishing herself as a lesbian, like with Libba's and Abigail's rivalry, it would have been a great running gag on the show. During the series, Scylla befriends a little girl named Tiffany, and many Motherland Fort Salem fans got to wonder if Rael and Scylla will adopt her. Truthfully, I wondered that too. When Rael advised Scylla to take Tiffany to the session, to where her dad was, I kind of saw them adopting Tiffany. Ending the show after 3 seasons really didn't make any sense to me, and I'm still hoping for more seasons. After all this time. I mean, I mean, you know, probably around this time, Motherland Fort Salem would have made a proper final season if the whole cancellation thing didn't occur. Well, thank you for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, press the thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section, and I'll catch you all in my next video.